Welcome to episode one. No, welcome to season one. Is it season one? All right. Welcome to my first episode of. Oh no, welcome to my first vlogging episode. As you can tell, or as you might have noticed, I'm new to this whole vlogging thing. But now that I've started, welcome to my YouTube channel. So why vlogging? In all honesty, I've always wanted to vlog, right? And I was more thinking about vlogging about things that I really like, be it fashion, be it architecture, be it just career, and just documenting my journey basically. But I've always wanted to vlog. I just never got the confidence to sit in front of a camera and just start recording. But if anything, shout out to 50. He got me into the podcasting space. Check out Cast Therapy. I don't know why I'm doing shout outs already at the beginning of the first vlogging, but nonetheless, guys, check out Cast Therapy because 50 built my confidence in front of the camera, to just sit in front of the camera and record content. So yeah, shout out. Right. So obviously, given that it's my first episode of vlogging, I think it will only be right for me to start with a get to know you session. So in this episode, I'll be asking me questions about me and I will be answering them because obviously it's my vlog and I decide what happens. Right. So question one, I think it's just fair that I dive straight into it. So question one, let's keep it basic. What's my name? Right. So yeah, my name is Eddie Nathaniel. Those that know me very well, like very well, they call me Nathan. Why Eddie Nathaniel? Sounds very American or British, I think. It's too plain for an African. I'm an African, yeah. I don't know. I guess my mom just has good taste. Yeah, but Eddie was derived from Eduardo. Eduardo sounding very Portuguese or Spanish. Yes, that's because my parents are from Angola, which was obviously colonized by Portuguese, meaning they now spoke Portuguese, meaning I now have a Portuguese name, Eduardo, which is very cute. I don't know why she didn't just keep it Eduardo, because you just imagine her saying, "Hi, Eduardo." But nonetheless, Eduardo, right? Yeah, Eduardo Nathaniel. What else? Nathan. Nathan obviously being my nickname because of Nathaniel, my surname. How old am I? I am. It always gets tricky. Like after you've surpassed that 25-year-old mark, you always have to remind yourself how old you are. I don't know maybe if it's everyone or if it's just me, but fine. Point is, I'm 27 years old, and yeah, I'm one of two actually. That's a fun fact. I'm one of two. We were born twins. I don't know if we were born twins. So this is a recent discovery I've made, right? Let me dive into it. Beautiful discovery I've made. Okay, it's not necessarily beautiful. It's tragic, but I'll probably call it beautiful because I think I finally grew the balls to go out and find answers about it. So I was born, so we're twins I don't want to say twins at birth. I think my mom is unsure of the months, but I think at 8 months, my twin, the guy I was sharing the womb with, he stopped moving. And I think on her checkups, they found that he's not moving. So they've had to do an emergency C-section. I'm assuming at around 8 months. Emergency C-section to extract myself, who are still moving. Yeah, so I'm a C-section baby. It's a little bit of a still emotional or very sensitive topic for myself because I've just recently started asking about it to find out the details about it. So it's a little bit emotional for me, but I guess it gets better the more I talk about it. All right, so I'm a C-section baby. My twin obviously died in the womb. Yeah, I live life just imagining like how life would have been if I had, you know, if he was born and we had continued to grow together, share memories. um I don't know, I just think I would have had a best friend in him, I think, because I've growing up, I've gone through so much, lost so many friends, and it would have been nice to have this one true person that I think I would have gotten on with very well, and I think we would have been very good friends. But obviously, we thank God because He then gave me 5-0, who's basically become my brother, my twin brother. Yeah, but yeah, that's not the point. So yeah, that's that. So I'm 27 years old. See, I already gave you story time before you even asked for it. I'm 27 years old. Yeah, I think I drafted some questions for myself just to make it more smoother for myself, obviously. Um, 27 years old, and let's see. What do you do? So, what do I do for work? For work, so I'm an advanced life support. No, I'm not an advanced life support paramedic. Point is, I'm a paramedic. I'm a paramedic in London. So I'm based in London. I'm a paramedic in London. Originally from Namibia. I was born in Namibia, Windhoek to be specific, and Katutura Hospital to be even more specific. Um, yeah, I grew up in Hakana. Attended Moses Carver Primary School, Aggengo High School, and then eventually NAST, where I did my diploma, BSc, and honors. So well-educated guy, basically. Will I say I'm book smart? I won't necessarily class myself as book smart, but I would class myself more of a hard worker. I work very hard, like the guy that stays the whole night up studying because he knows what he wants in life. I'm that guy. Um, I think I already answered it. How old am I? Where am I based? London. Um, how would you describe yourself in 3 words? Um, in 3 words, I would say I'm nice. I'm a very nice guy. Obviously, until you mess it up for you. Yeah, because I'm not gonna be nice to you if you're not nice to me. So, but generally speaking, I'm a very nice guy, very polite, I think. I think I'm very friendly. Yes, still goes with nice. Second word, very ambitious. I'll describe me as very ambitious. Most people go around saying they're ambitious just for the fun of it. I'm him. I'm very ambitious. I'm always looking for the next big thing. I think just like any other young man can probably relate to myself. We are on this quest of becoming, of becoming millionaires. We're just chasing stability. We are chasing money. And I think with that comes a little bit of a loss. We'll call it a loss. So we'll call it a loss. With that comes a loss of, not enjoying the journey of life. You're not enjoying the moments and memories that you're meant to create on your way to success. And I'm them. I think I pay very little attention to the journey, and I'm just so much focused and fixated on the end goal, the end result. And I've done that in my life. Leaving Namibia to relocate to London, it was it was merely it was driven by ambition and the need to achieve more and become more, you know. And I think it has very much a lot to do with where I grew up. I grew up in Karutura. Obviously, we've seen poverty firsthand. We've seen what it can do to families. And I think there's always been that fear of falling off. You studied and you've got this qualification, you got a good job, and yeah, the job is sustaining you. But I was only signing contracts. In my Namibian job, I was signing 3 months contract, 6 months contract. And then London came along and gave me a 2-year contract with potential of becoming permanent. So obviously I went for that. But I think the driving factor was more of the money. I'll be honest, the bag was the driving factor, because in Namibia, my starting salary, I think I'll be honest with you guys, but I won't, I'll tell you what, I'll be very nice. my starting salary, I'll put my payslip up here, my first payslip, I'll put it up here. So this was my starting salary. Mind you, I was probably 22 years old, 22, 23 years old. I'm in London for 4 years. So 27, 26, 25, 24. So 24, it should be and a half because I think I came here around 23 years old. So that's my first job. So my first payslip. This is my first payslip. This was it. But I was just not satisfied because I felt like I deserved more, just for the work I was doing. You are just a child, the ambition and just the money drives you, you don't reason as clear. But in as much as I would say that, I would also just say I had my best interest at heart because I also very early understood that the company had their best interest at heart. So I needed to look after myself, So did I regret leaving Namibia? Probably regretted leaving Namibia because I felt like I left Namibia a little bit too early. I did not necessarily achieve or accomplish what I thought to accomplish as a newly qualified working gentleman, just as a newly qualified medic and just as a newly qualified brother or newly qualified son, I felt like there were things I wanted to accomplish before looking to leave the country. But because of indifferences that I've had at work, I've had to leave Namibia early, so there was a little bit of regret on the side, and there was times where I thought I'll just go back to Namibia because the way you work in Namibia and the way you work here as a medic is different. I think I'll have a whole episode just discussing this, just the differences in working in Namibia versus working here, because I've had quite a few people approach me and ask about that. Yeah, that's besides the point. Fine, that's out of the window. Right, more questions about me. See, there's no structure. I talk too much. So I said I'm nice, ambitious, creative. See, I'm back on topic. I'm very creative. I'll say I'm very creative. Yeah, I'm very creative. Why would I say I'm very creative? I don't know. I'll say look at my Instagram, but at the moment, as I'm recording this episode, my Instagram is deactivated because I want to focus a whole lot on creating content on YouTube. To some of you, it might seem stupid or dumb because you guys believe in the notion of creating content for YouTube, making short reels for Instagram to drive the traffic to your YouTube. But my analytics say otherwise. My analytics say that Instagram doesn't do anything for me really. So yeah, I'm putting that on hold. Yeah, so very creative. Yes, so next one. Where are you originally from? I've already answered that. What's a quick vision of your life journey so far? Quick vision of my life journey. I've gone through that as well, I think, very quickly. No, maybe in detail. What's something about your background people wouldn't guess? I used to play drums in the church back then when I was in Namibia. So I grew up in the church. My brother used to be the drummer. Then he learned how to play the piano. So he taught me. Obviously, I expressed interest in wanting to learn how to play drums. So he taught me how to play drums. He's very musical. What else? I'm a DJ, obviously. If you look at the previous clips from this channel, you notice that I'm a DJ. And before now, actually, I used to have big numbers on my channel. I have to put this out there. I used to have big numbers on my channel, right? I started DJing originally at the age of 15. I was 15 years old when I started DJing, laptop DJ. I learned how to DJ in my grade 10 holiday. And one of my many brothers, oh, that's another topic we need to touch on, but that's another story for another day. One of my many brothers put me on, gave me like gigs at his house and stuff like that. And just gave me exposure, and I fell in love with DJing even more. And that's when I decided I'm gonna make a YouTube channel. And from the YouTube channel, I just created mixes for deep house, and Amapiano was then just starting as well. And the views were crazy: 100K, 43K, 30 something K, just the Ks that you can think of. I was getting them, and as a young kid, I don't necessarily think I understood what I was doing then, but it was very beautiful seeing the numbers. But obviously all those videos, if you go look now, they are not going to be there because of copyright. So after copyright came, I got notices to remove these videos or get blacklisted. something like that. So obviously, I chose to remove the videos and keep my subscribers and keep my channel with the hopes of recreating it all. But since then, I've obviously been finding it very difficult to hit those numbers. One, I've been dormant for too long, you know. Two, the market is just very much saturated. It's so difficult getting content out there, and you'll get critics saying, "Yeah, be consistent and all that shit." Come on, guys, try it. It's very difficult, you know. And what's even more difficult is when you try and focus your content for a certain population only, you are probably more likely to blow up if you generalize your content to the rest of the world and not just a specific part of the world. But yeah, that's another point for another day. Again, is it? Maybe. I think that's it. We are done with that. What's a challenge you've overcome or are currently working through? Sounds very simple. Not very simple, but like I can answer this now because I'm actively working on this. So one is, I don't know how you'll perceive me, but fuck it, it's my channel, innit? So one, I'm doing healing therapy. Not necessarily because I'm broken. I just feel like as I just feel like I want to achieve more in life, but to do that, I need to understand who I really am as a person, you know? So with the therapy, I'm just hoping to understand who I am as a person, what makes me, what drives me, what defines me, what I need to let go of, that's probably holding me back from becoming the best version of myself. So that's what I'm doing. I'm doing healing therapy. So is that a challenge really? Yeah, I think it is a challenge in a certain way, you know, because I think every other person feels this way. We just feel like your life means more. Your life amounts to more than what it is right now, but you just can't get yourself to get out of this loop of inconsistencies and having so many goals but not achieving any one of them, and just, you know, we just have so much pressures to achieve greatness, but for some or another reason we have obstacles that we just can't seem to overcome. But I think personally, I believe that it might stem from how you're brought up or how you grew up, you know. There might be certain traumas that you might not have noticed that are defining you, you know, as a person, and are affecting the way you're moving as a person, you know. So this therapy will hopefully help me see this, and obviously understanding and being able to identify these obstacles, I'll be able to move forward swiftly, you know. That's one. Two, financial management, financial literacy. That's another aspect of life that I feel was hugely influenced by where I grew up, you know. So growing up in Hakana, Katutura. So Katutura is a place in Namibia where, let's call them, where the middle class and the low income or low, yeah, where the middle class and low income households, like that's where they are located, you know. So the way we manage money in these locations is not the same way, let's say, that people uptown would manage their money. You understand? It's either, like, let me give you my house for instance. I'm putting my family business out there for you guys. So my house, for instance, my mom she was a street vendor, you know. So she would go to work, make just enough money, buy food for that day, and from that money that she makes, we need cab for Eddie to go to school, and we also need cab for her to go back to work the next day. You know, so we basically used to live, is it hand to mouth? You know, what you make, you need to eat. There's no saving for tomorrow, you know. So, but then if in instances where people made just enough money, they would save a lot, you know, would save a lot, which to us, I guess, at some point we thought this saving is going to make me a millionaire, you know. But the older you get and the more financial literate you become, you realize that saving alone and your salary alone won't make you rich, you know. So yeah, that's another challenge I'm overcoming now is my habits of how I manage my money, and how I look to multiply my money. Is That's a challenge that I'm also getting help for, and I'm trying to overcome. I'm trying to understand how my money moves. I'm trying to understand how to multiply money. I'm not rich yet, but I'm looking to become rich. I'm looking to become wealthy. I'll put it out there. I'll verbalize it. Maybe then it will help me walk on towards this goal. Yeah, that's one other challenge: financial literacy, and I think I'll also create just another episode for this, how I'm managing my finances, mistakes I've made, and lessons I've learned from those. And yeah, I think that will help a lot of other young people who might be in the same situation as I am, or who find themselves in a situation where they are making okay money, but they just can't keep the money because either we'll talk about this in another episode. Let me leave this there. It's a get to know me session, it's about me. Um, What moment shaped who you are today? This is a deep one, but let me say the first thing that came to mind. Applying for paramedic school. So, for context, Namibia is a country with a population of give or take 3 million people with a very, very big square meter, very big country. So, we are widely spread, you know, it's a big country. So, with this population of about 3 million people, I don't know how many are young. I'll find you guys statistics one day, or maybe I'll put them down here if I get them correct, or somewhere. Right. So, out of this population, there's only one place in the whole country, one university that offers paramedicine, and that's NAST. And that's the time I applied, they only accepted 15 people. So applying for paramedic school, first time I did not get in because there was about 500 applicants and they wanted only 15 from the 500. So I didn't get in. So the best decision that I've made that shaped who I am today is obviously going back the second time, just fighting for, I guess, what I believed then is was my purpose in life, fighting for what I believed was my calling. So I applied again and I got in the second time, so you should understand how competitive this is. And to finally later on realize, not at the time, paramedics weren't even coming to London. Paramedics weren't even leaving Namibia as far as I was concerned. They probably were, but as far as I was concerned, they weren't. So I didn't know what the future had in store for me, and is to continue growing in the course and to now learn that our paramedic qualification was accepted in countries like London, in Abu Dhabi, and many other parts of the world. I was like, wait, this is a game changer. This means for us that in a country where uh, employment is an issue, we had a breakthrough. Not only was there a what do you call it, a demand and supply problem of paramedics in Namibia. There was an increase in demand and decrease in the supply. So that means there was work for us, But again, were the work conditions ideal? Maybe not. So the introduction of the opportunity to work outside was a game changer, So I'm happy that I think that's the one moment in my life that I would say I'm very proud of that shaped who I am today, going to that paramedic school and insisting and fighting to get in. And after going in, I feel like my life has changed since, and I'm happy I've done that, and I will do it again. Yeah, that's that. Next question on my list. Uh, what were you scared of before starting your YouTube channel? I think I was not scared. I'm still scared of not finding my niche and not getting the views. Working so hard, sitting in front of the camera, setting up. You guys should see the setup and uploading this content just to get one view, two views. It hurts. It hurts so much, because you feel like you are doing so much, going out of your way, and all you're gonna get is one view. The algorithm is not good. Yeah, I can't be too rude because the algorithm is gonna listen to this, so I need the algorithm to push it for me. Yeah, so that's one thing I'm afraid of. It's actually creating content that appears to be quality to myself, just to obviously learn that it's not quality to the algorithm. The algorithm doesn't deem it quality, so it won't push it for you. That's one thing I guess I'm scared of. What type of content will you be posting? At the moment, I think I'll try and do vlogs. It's very new. I'll try vlogs. I'll try travel and just my journey. Most even more so my financial journey. I'm planning to try things out this year or next year, rather 2026. I'm planning to try things out, and I do wanna bring you guys along. And even fitness, especially fitness. I have fitness goals that I also wish to accomplish, and I want to bring you guys along to, through this journey of mine. It might work, it might fail, but hey, we live and we learn. What do you love doing in your free time? In my free time, I'm always doing something to grow, and right now I don't want to talk about it yet because I feel like it will be an episode that I'll have to cover in the no, it will be a topic I'll have to cover in the next episodes. Um, but yeah, aside from those big things, I yeah occasionally play games, GTA, and I DJ a lot. Yeah, I think you can see my DJ set. Yeah. So I DJ a lot in my free time, not even to create content. I just stand here and I just start DJing. It just gives me peace. I just find peace with music. Um, One random fact about me. I love memes. I'll just be talking to you like a normal person, having a normal conversation, and then before you know it, I'm just going to, I don't know. Yeah, I just have meme knowledge, man, for days. Talk to me one day and you'll find out. Um, what else? Um, what else? Something you're currently obsessed with. You know what? I'm a short man, like not the shortest, like I'm not as short as you are, like, but I'm very short, like, but not as short as you are. I'm 5 foot, 5 foot six, 5 foot five, yeah, 5 foot 6. I'm 5 foot 6, so that's about I don't know how many centimeters. I forgot, you know. So I'm short, but I'm currently obsessed with modeling. I feel like I can become a model. I just don't know for who or for what. Like I don't know who except me as a short man. I'm currently obsessed with modeling. Currently that's like my obsession at the moment. Yeah. I think I made me my own model, especially on my Instagram. But yeah, I'm obsessed with modeling at the moment. What else? A goal you have for next year, 2026. A goal I have for next year, 2026. Um I'm looking to get my postgrad certificate, and if anything, maybe also enroll for a master's, another master's course, because the one I'm doing now is 3 years, and I feel like it's long. And yeah, me getting my postgrad certificate means I've completed 1 year. So I want to, but I can also take 1 year for a master's. So why do a PG set when I can do a master's? But is that a goal of mine next year? It's not so much of a strong goal. So the strongest goal I have at the top of the list is getting my PG set. Second one is achieving my body goal, like getting where I need to be with my body. And yeah, third one is a secret for the next episode. So where do you see yourself in 5 years? Running my own business, maybe in Namibia, maybe in London, wherever my business does boom. I hope that I will, I will. I don't know. I hope to be seeing myself in just. I see myself in a nice car in some top. I don't know, top floor of some really beautiful building, and wearing a really elegant suit and sleeping on time, not having any night shifts on my rota, um, and having enough time with my family. I do hope to start a family very soon. At the moment, there is 0 kids, 0 women, but I hope to start a family of my own very soon as well, and just have children running around the house, telling them not to jump on the bed, on the carpet, on the couch, stuff like that. Yeah. That's where I see myself in 5 years. Is it too much? I don't know. You decide. What kind of community do you want to build? So I want a community that's God fearing, very wealthy, and yeah, I just want a community where we don't have issues because of money anymore, you know. And I want a community that genuinely loves not only me, but like a community where we have genuine love for each other, no ulterior motives, you know. I want a community where the love is genuine. No one has hidden agendas. You know, it's just genuine love. I want that. I want that community, you know. Another story time for you guys, how I lost friends because of money. Like I've lost close friends because of money. So I'm hoping that that's what I want. That's a community I wish to build. A wealthy community, a God-fearing community that's wealthy and where the love is genuine. Like the love is genuine, the laughter is genuine. No one is laughing just because you're the guy that's paying for the drinks. They're laughing because they really want to laugh, and if it's not funny, they will tell you, it's just snacksy. Yeah, that was Afrikaans. Yeah, that's that. I feel like I'm making the episode a little bit too long, so I think I'll leave it here for now. That was episode 1, just me talking about myself. It's a get to know me session. I feel like you guys know a lot about me right now, and like I said, this is gonna be mostly vlogs, and I'll obviously look to answer some of the questions that might arise from this episode, and I'm very much excited to see how this will progress, and because I'll be stepping out of my comfort zone as well, setting up my camera outside and showing you guys my movements, and I'll try and keep it very raw. I'll try not to obviously sell a lifestyle. I'll try not to sell a lifestyle that I'm not really living. And I guess while I'm here, I thought, just because it took me time to set up this house, I thought I'll also give you guys a tour of my house. I'll play some music in the background. It's a very small place, but I love what I've done with the place, considering where I came from to where I am right now. I'll show, I don't know, that would be too private. So I won't show where I came from initially, but I'll show where I am now. I might show the community where I came from versus where I am right now. I'll show a community like the whole Katutura where I'm from, and just I don't know. Let me watch what's happening next.
I've always watched how the travel YouTubers made beautiful voiceovers of their vlogs, and I've always wanted to try that with the beautiful sound in the background. So here's one about Katutura. Katutura, a place where dreams don't sleep. They wrestle reality. Some rise, some die in silence. They say you've made it out. When you get a job, when survival turns into a payslip, when hunger lends your name less often. But listen, KO said, you can take me out of the ghetto, but you can't take the ghetto out of me. The ghetto breathes in me. It's in how I scan rooms, how I never relax too early, how comfort feels suspicious. Point is, culture taught me this. Nothing is promised, everything is earned. What you saw there was predominantly shacks built from corrugated iron sheets. So while editing, I realized that I might have gotten a little bit too excited and made a little bit too many promises. And I didn't want to make this episode too lengthy. So I've decided that I will be covering the house tour in the second episode. So please do stay tuned for that. Please do remember to like, comment, share, and subscribe. And yeah, I'll see you in the second episode. Thank you for watching.